Good morning. Myself Manoj, working as assistant professor in EC department, Chebro Engineering College, Chebrolu. And today's topic is JFET, Junction Field Effect Transistor. Okay. So recall in previous class, I have told you about the family of transistors. Right? Transistors are broadly classified as UJT, means unijunction transistor, and BJT, bipolar junction transistor, and FET, junction field effect transistor or field effect transistor, right? And BJT is classified as NPN and PNP transistors. Likewise, FET, field effect transistor, is classified as JFET, MOSFET, and there are some other classifications also, MESFET, IGFET, and I am not covering those topics in this course, right? So FET, field effect transistor, can be classified as JFET and MOSFET according to our syllabus, right? So JFET means junction field effect transistor, junction field effect transistor, right? So these are the symbols for JFET, junction field effect transistor. Okay. FET is a three-terminal device like BJT, right? BJT, the three terminals are emitter, base, and collector. And in FET, the three terminals are labeled as source, gate, and drain. BJT is classified as NPN and PNP transistors, right? Likewise, FET, field effect transistor, is classified as N-channel JFET and P-channel JFET. Junction field effect transistor is classified as N-channel JFET and P-channel JFET, right? The difference is type of channel here. If the channel between the source and drain is N-type material, then it is called N-channel JFET. And if the channel between source and gate terminal is P-type, then it is called P-channel JFET, right? So why field effect transistors? Are there any advantages over BJT? Yes. Field effect transistors has many advantages over BJT. Okay, let us talk about that. The field effect transistor is also a three-terminal device based for the variety of applications like BJT. It is used for a variety of applications like BJT. The BJT transistor is a current control device. BJT is a current control device, whereas FET is a voltage control device. This is the major difference, right? BJT is current control device, whereas FET is voltage control device. Okay. So if you recall BJT alpha, which is the current gain in common mode configuration. In common base configuration, the current gain is represented by alpha. In common base configuration, IE is the input current, IC is the output current. So IC is dependent on IE. So IC equal to alpha into IE. Or in other words, alpha equal to IC by IE. Alpha equal to IC by IE. Or IC equal to alpha into IE. So IC is output current in transistor which is connected in common base configuration. So IC, output current, is dependent on input current IE. And if you take common emitter configuration, IB is the input current and IC is the output current. In that also, IC output current is dependent on IB input current, as IC equal to beta into IB. where beta is the current gain, right? Or in other words, beta equal to IC by IB. Therefore, IC, current gain of transistor connected in common emitter configuration, IC, current, output current connected in common emitter configuration is equal to beta times IB. So, in transistor, in BJT, bipolar junction transistor, output current always depends on input current. Output current always depends on input current, right? So, the BJT is a current control device, where here FET is a voltage control device. Okay, voltage control device. Here, the output current is a direct function of level of input current for BJT. But in FET, output current is a function of input voltage. That's why the name FET, field effect transistor. Okay, the name needs some explanation here. Field effect transistor. Field effect means output current is dependent on input field which we are applying here to the transistor, to the FET. Okay, so in FET, output current is dependent on input voltage applied to the input terminals. Here, generally, gate is the input terminal, as if the source is grounded. If the source is grounded, then input is gate to source, right? So, if I apply voltage between gate to source, either for N channel or for P channel, the voltage applied here at gate to source, will affect the current flow, through the JFET, through the field effect transistor. Okay, so it is a voltage control device, right? And as I said now, bipolar transistors are classified as NPN and PNP. Likewise, FETs are classified as N channel and P channel JFET. However, it is important to keep in mind that BJT transistor is a bipolar device. Okay, BJT, bipolar junction transistor. In this, total current flow is the combination of majority charge carriers and minority charge carriers. Both majority and minority charge carriers takes part in conduction in BJT. Okay, but FET is a unipolar device. Means the current through FET depends on majority charge carriers only. Okay, FET is a unipolar device, right? If I choose N channel JFET, then electrons are the majority charge carriers and the only charge carriers. Okay, so total current is due to electrons only, right? There is no influence of holes in JFET. Okay, in N channel JFET, right? If the FET is P channel JFET, then conduction of holes constitute electric current. Okay, and one of the most important characteristics of FET is its high input impedance. FET has very high input impedance. As the FET has high input impedance, literally no current flow through gate terminal, or very low amount of current flows through input of JFET. Okay, so FETs are more temperature stable than BJTs. The effect of temperature on BJT is very high when compared to FET. So that's why FETs are more stable, right? And also FETs are usually very smaller than BJT, and the fabrication process of FET is also very easy when compared to BJT. Okay, and why it is very easy to fabricate FET than BJT, right? In BJT, I have to fill certain rules, or I have to fulfill certain conditions to make transistor work as an amplifier, to make BJT work as an amplifier. That is, doping concentration of emitter must be very high. The doping concentration in base must be very less, and the doping concentration in collector region must be moderate. Means it is also doping concentration of collector is also very high, but when compared to doping concentration of emitter, definitely it is somewhat less. And the emitter width must be high, base width must be very less, base must be very thin in BJT, and the width of collector must be very much greater than the emitter in order to accommodate the charge carriers coming from emitter into collector. Okay, that's why collector width must be high. These rules or these characteristics while manufacturing BJTs, it's somewhat tough. But if I choose FET, then what will happen? Doping concentration is uniform in FET, and there is nothing like source width must be high, gate width must be less. It's not like that. Okay, so there is nothing to do with the widths of source, gate and drain terminals. Okay, nothing to do with that. So the manufacturing of FET is JFET particularly is very easy when compared to BJT, right? So in FET, as I said now, in FET it is also the three-terminal device having source, gate and drain. Here you can compare the function of source with the function of emitter and BJT, and you can compare the function of gate with function of base in BJT, and you can compare function of drain with function of collector in BJT. Okay, source, gate and drain are the three terminals of FET, right? Here the gate terminal is capable of controlling current between drain and source, right? The basic construction of N-channel JFET is shown here. You can see in this slide, right? So we can see this is N-channel JFET, right? Note that the major part of structure is N-type material, which forms a channel between embedded layers of P-type material. The top of the N-type channel is connected through a ohmic contact to a terminal referred to as drain. Okay, you can see here the total semiconductor substrate is N-type, right? In that N-type, I am diffusing P-type in the middle. Okay, this construction of N-channel JFET is longitudinal cut section of JFET. Okay, it is the longitudinal cut section of JFET. It is, right? N-channel JFET it is. So I will take total semiconductor substrate. If I take total, germanium or silicon, mostly silicon is taken, and I have to dope it with pentavalent impurities to become N-type semiconductor. So this total semiconductor substrate is now doped with N-type semiconductor, and in the middle I will dope it with P-type. So totally circular shape, I will dope it with P-type here. Okay, and here it is the longitudinal cut section of FET, right? the top of the n-type semiconductor substrate is connected to a ohmic contact, you can see here, and it is referred to as drain, whereas lower end is connected to a other semiconductor ohmic contact, we can call it source. Okay, the two p-type materials connected together, it is the internal connection between these two. Okay, as I said you, it is the longitudinal cut section of JFET, n-channel JFET, right? So the two p-type semiconductor materials are connected together onto a gate terminal. So therefore the drain and source are connected to ends of the two p-type semiconductor materials are connected together to a gate terminal. The drain and source are connected to ends of n-type channel, and the gate to the two layers of p-type material. Actually it is a single p-type layer, but you can but in this diagram, as it is longitudinal cut section, you can see it is a you can see it as a two semiconductor layers p-type material, right? So in the absence of any applied potentials to JFET, the two p-n junctions under no bias conditions, so that you can have a depletion region here. So it is a p-type semiconductor material, this is n-type material. So in p-type, holes are majority charge carriers, and in n-type, electrons are majority charge carriers. In p-type, holes are majority charge carriers and electrons are minority charge carriers. In n-type, electrons are majority charge carriers and holes are minority charge carriers. So what happens? A diffusion of charge carriers will occur. What is diffusion? What is diffusion? If the charge carriers move from high concentration area to low concentration area without any applied external voltage, it is called diffusion. Okay, if charge carriers move from high concentration area to low concentration area without applying an external voltage, then it is called diffusion. In this p-type semiconductor substrate, holes are majority charge carriers, and in n-type semiconductor substrate, holes are minority charge carriers. So what will happen? The holes which are in high concentration will move from n-channel to p-type substrate to n-channel. Likewise, or n-type semiconductor material, right? Likewise, the electrons are here majority charge carriers, right? And electrons are minority charge carriers in this p-type semiconductor material. So what will happen? Electrons move from n-type to p-type like this. So what will happen? If charge carriers move after some time, what will happen? A depletion region is formed between n-type and p-type semiconductors. So that I can now assume it as this as one p-n junction and this as second p-n junction. Okay. So this is a structure under no bias condition. Right? So now I have to draw the characteristics of this FET. Right? Another thing in FET is this, that in BJT, if you see, this is emitter, this is base, this is collector. This is emitter, this is base, this is collector. Right? These three are terminals. I cannot replace emitter terminal with collector terminal and collector terminal with emitter terminal. I can't replace it. Okay? I can't replace it. Why? Because emitter cannot work as a collector. Collector cannot work as an emitter. Okay? Why? Because there is a difference in doping concentrations, right? Right? So, and also width. Emitter is highly doped. Collector is somewhat lightly doped than emitter. Emitter width is less when compared to width of collector. Of course, base width is very less, very thin base is, right? So, emitter width is somewhat lower than collector width. So, I can't replace collector with emitter and emitter with collector. I can't do like this, okay? But in fact, the drain and source terminals are interchangeable. The drain and source terminals are interchangeable. Why? Because there is nothing like a difference in doping concentrations at drain and source terminals. Likewise in BJT. Okay. So I am taking the semiconductor substrate here and I am doping it with pentavalent impurities to become N-type semiconductor material, and I am diffusing trivalent impurities here in order to make it P-type semiconductor substrate at the middle. So there is nothing like difference in doping concentrations at source, drain and gate. Okay. So the drain and source terminals are interchangeable here in FET. Okay. And next thing is I have to draw the characteristics. Of FET now. Okay. So likewise in BJT, in BJT you have seen input characteristics and output characteristics. Okay. In FET we will draw drain characteristics and transfer characteristics. So that we have to bias the transistor FET now, field effect transistor now. Okay. So how do we bias it? So let us suppose drain, source, gate are the terminals of a FET, and gate and source become input for the FET, drain and source become output for the FET. Gate and source will become input terminals for FET and drain and source will become output terminals for the FET. So I have to bias input terminal and output terminal. So I have to bias it now. Okay, I have to bias it now. Right? So likewise I have to bias input terminals also. Okay. What is source? I have told you that you can compare the function of source with function of emitter in BJT, right? In BJT, emitter emits the electrons. Okay. Likewise, in FET, source terminal will emit the electrons. Okay. So what I have to do? The source is also N-type and drain is also N-type, but electrons must move like this. Because it is source, it will push the electrons. Okay. It will push the electrons. So since it is N-type semiconductor substrate, I have to give here N negative of battery, right? This negative terminal of battery is connected to source. So what will happen? This negative terminal, and here electrons are negative charge carriers. Since electrons are negative charge carriers, they get repelled due to this negative voltage supply which I am applying here. Okay. So what will happen? Electrons will repelled from source and move towards drain. So what will happen? Let us forget about depletion region now. Okay, just I want to tell you direction of currents in NPN, in n-channel JFET. In n-channel JFET, I want to tell you direction of current. That's it, right? So when electrons move like this, so what will happen? In drain, a lot of electrons will accumulate, and here that is connected to positive terminal of battery, positive terminal of voltage source. This voltage source I call it VDD. VDD. It is called double subscript notation, right? Since the positive terminal is connected to drain terminal, since the voltage is connected to drain terminal, of course source is grounded. Source is grounded. Source is grounded. So since I am giving here positive supply to drain, what will happen? All these electrons will get attracted towards positive terminal of battery. So what will be the direction of current? Direction of current. If electrons move towards from source to drain, if electrons move from source to drain, what would be the current direction? Drain to source. So at source terminal, this is the direction of current. This is the direction of current. And at drain terminal, this is the direction of current. Okay, the current at source, I call it IS, source current. The current at drain, I call it drain current, ID. Okay, source current and drain current. Okay, so likewise I have to give voltage supply, VDD. Then what about the voltage source at input, VGG? I call it VGG. Okay, you can give positive voltage here and negative voltage here, right? Or other words, you can give negative voltage here, positive voltage here. Okay, so the voltage at gate terminal gives you different characteristics, right? So let us see the circuit diagram. This is the circuit diagram now, right? So VDD is the voltage source I am giving here. Okay, this is called double subscript notation. VDS is the voltage between drain and source, and ID is the current at drain terminal. Okay, so VDS is called output voltage and ID is called output current. VGS is the voltage between gate and source terminal. VGS is the voltage between gate and source terminal. This is called input voltage. What about input current then? IG nearly equals to 0. IG nearly equals to 0. Why? Because input impedance of FET is very high, right? As input impedance is very high, practically no current or very small amount of current will flow through gate terminal. Okay, so this is the direction of current. This is the direction of current ID, and this is direction of current IS. Okay, this is ID, drain current, and this is IS, source current and drain currents. Okay, keep in mind that ID nearly equals to IS. Okay, keep in mind. And IG equal to 0. IG equals to 0. ID equal to IS. Okay, this is the important relation. If you compare it with BJT, then in common base configuration, IE nearly equals to IC, since IB is very less. Since IB is very less, IE nearly equal to IC, right? And if you take common emitter configuration, then IC equal to beta into IB, right? Output current is not equal to input current there, but input current controls output current in BJT, right? Here in FET, ID output current is equal to IS, okay, source current. Drain current is equal to source current, and IS is equal to, and IG is equal to 0, nearly equals to 0. So let us move on to characteristics. So let us take schematic again to get good idea about the characteristics of JFET, okay, N-channel JFET, right? So let us see the circuit diagram and this schematic, okay. Case 1, when VGS equal to 0, VGS equal to 0 volts and VDS equal to some positive voltage, okay. VDS means VDD, right? In likewise in BJT, we will draw input characteristics and output characteristics. I told you just few minutes back, right? In FET, we have to draw drain characteristics and transfer characteristics, right? Now we are going to draw drain characteristics, okay, drain characteristics. From drain characteristics, we will get transfer characteristics, okay. So let us move on to drain characteristics now, right? You know this is circuit diagram, right? You have to give positive terminal of VDD to drain and neutral terminal of VDD to source, such that electrons move from source to drain. So what will happen? Current flows from drain to source. And this current, output current ID, drain current, I told you that in FET, drain current depends on input voltage, means output current depends on input voltage, okay. So I am taking some conditions, some cases. VGS equal to 0. VGS equal to 0 means what? VGS equal to 0 means what? I am giving short circuit here. There is no voltage applied here. This is short circuit. VGG equal to 0. VGG equal to 0. VGG equal to 0 means short circuit. Okay. So when VGG is short circuited, VGS equal to 0. And second condition is, if I give some negative voltage to VGS, means like this. And third condition is, if I give positive supply to VGS, means this terminal becomes positive, this becomes negative. Okay. So let us take these three conditions. Okay. So case 1, right? VGS equal to 0. VGS equal to 0 means VGS equal to 0. VGS equal to 0 means I am making VGG short circuited. Okay. So this is a schematic for that. VGS equal to 0, and VDS some positive voltage. VDS some positive voltage means VDD some positive voltage. Okay. As VGS equal to 0 means gate and source terminals are short circuited. Okay. If we apply some positive voltage to VDS, then negative terminal of VDS connected to source terminal and positive terminal of VDS is connected to drain terminal of this N-channel JFET. Then what happens? The source terminal gets forward biased and drain terminal gets reverse biased. Okay. The source terminal, it will get forward biased. Why? Because this source terminal will get forward biased. Why? Because source terminal is n-type semiconductor substrate. Okay, so electrons are majority charge carriers here, which are need to charge the particles, right? And I am applying here VDS. VDS is negative here. Okay, so this negative terminal of battery or voltage source connected to n-type source here. So what will happen? It will become forward biased, and at drain terminal it is also semiconductor n-type only, n-type semiconductor only. So here also electrons are majority charge carriers. Okay, and electrons from source terminal will move towards drain terminal. Okay, so what will happen? Here electrons majority charge carriers, and I am giving positive supply to drain terminal. Positive supply to drain terminal. Okay, so this makes drain reverse bias, and this negative voltage, this negative terminal makes source forward bias. So simply we can say from this schematic that at forward biased side depletion region is very very less, and at reverse biased junction the depletion region, you can see here, it is very large. Okay. Sorry. So as the source terminal gets forward biased and drain terminal gets reverse biased, electrons which are majority charge carriers in n-type substrate near source terminal gets repelled by this negative terminal of VDS and tends to move towards drain terminal. So current flows from drain to source, right? Why? Because the direction of current is opposite to the flow of direction of electrons. If electrons move from source to drain, then direction of current due to these electrons is from drain to source, as we know it. The current at drain ID and current at source terminal is called IS, right? And IG is nearly equal to 0. Why? Because the input impedance is very very high, and I am applying VDS equal to 0 here. Okay, as is no voltage at gate terminal, current is always 0 at gate terminal. So ID is nearly equal to IS. Due to more reverse bias at drain terminal, depletion region at drain terminal is more when compared to source terminal. As I said now, when VDS is increased much more, then more charge carriers will move from source to drain, right? If I increase VDD or VDS, okay, VDD is in double subscript notation and VDS is the voltage at drain to source, right? If I increase voltage here, when VDS is increased much more, then what will happen? Source terminal will gets more forward bias and drain terminal will get more reverse bias. As here electrons are majority charge carriers, here these electrons will get repelled due to this negative terminal of battery much more. Why? Because I am increasing this VDS or VDD. So what will happen? More number of charge carriers will move from source to drain, source to drain. Okay, more number of charge carriers will move from source to drain. As VDS is increased much more, then more charge carriers will move from source terminal to drain terminal, resulting in increase of more current flow in the device. So the depletion region near drain terminal increases and channel width increases. So what will happen? Just now I have said you that this, if I increase this voltage, what will happen? Reverse bias here increases and forward bias here increases. So depletion region at source terminal will become less, and depletion region at this drain terminal, you can see it becomes very 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 high. Depletion region increases. When VDS is further increased, the two depletion region near drain terminal would touch, and known as pinch off condition will be result here. Okay, if I increase this VDD much more, what will happen? These two depletion regions will come very closer, and literally literally they want to touch each other, but they won't touch. A very small gap will still present. Okay, literally they will touch each other. This voltage is known as pinch off voltage. Okay, the voltage VDD, this voltage VDD is called pinch off voltage. Then what is pinch off voltage? If I increase VDD much more, then what will happen? The depletion region here increases at reverse bias drain terminal. So what will happen? What will happen? The two depletion region near drain terminal would increase much more, and literally they would touch, and this condition is known as pinch off condition. It will result now. Okay, but the two depletion regions will not touch. There is still a small gap in the channel, and the current becomes constant. Okay, so let us move on to this slide. Here you can see, if reverse bias here increases, if reverse bias voltage VDS increases, if I increase this voltage much more, what will happen? This junction will get reverse biased much more. So what will happen? Literally they would touch each other, but they won't touch. Okay, what will happen? See this diagram. They won't touch, and a small gap is present here. Okay, at these two depletion regions. So the gap will become constant. And the current will become constant then. Okay, this gap becomes constant and current will become constant. Why? Because the gap become constant. So what will happen? Here the electrons at near source terminal, what will happen? That they tries to move from source terminal to drain terminal. Okay, but the channel width is now reduced very less. So what will happen? All the electrons will accumulate in the channel here. So a constant number of electrons only move towards this drain terminal. So current becomes constant. Okay, so you can see the characteristics here, right? So VDS, I am going to increase VDS. If I increase VDS, what will happen? The forward bias at source increases, reverse bias at drain increases. So what will happen? And Vs equal to 0. I am now increasing only VDS. So what will happen? If I increase VDS, so here forward bias increases. That's why more number of electrons from source terminal will move towards drain terminal, so that drain current will be increased. If I increase this VDD further beyond, what will happen? More number of electrons will move from source to drain now than earlier. So what will happen? The current goes on increasing here. Okay, right? I am erasing this slide. Okay, and now if I increase this VDS much more, what will happen? Reverse bias at this junction will increase. So what will happen? Pinch off condition will occur. Means these two depletion regions would literally want to touch each other, but they won't touch. A finite small gap will still present there. So what will happen? All the electrons accumulate here in the channel. Okay, and only constant number of electrons will move towards drain terminal to the channel. That's why that voltage level is called VP. That voltage level of VDD is called VP, means pinch off voltage. At that voltage, only constant number of charge carriers will move from channel to drain terminal. such that current becomes constant. Current becomes constant. Okay. So this is what we get. When VGS equal to 0. When VGS equal to 0. So, and now what will happen if I give negative voltage to VGS? What will happen if I give negative voltage to VGS? Okay. So let us move to that slide. So here you can see that VGS is less than 0. VGS, case 2. So this is the case for VGS equal to 0 volt, case 1, right? Now case 2, VGS equal to some negative voltage. Let us suppose VGS equal to -1. This negative voltage VGS applied between gate and source terminal helps to reach saturation level for ID at lower voltage levels of VDS. Right? As I apply negative voltage here, what will happen? I am applying here same voltage sources, positive to drain and negative to source. So what will happen? Here forward bias increases due to this voltage source VDS. Okay, this voltage source VDS. Here reverse bias increases due to this voltage source VDS. Okay. And now what I am going to do is I am increasing this VGS. VGS equal to -1. Previously VGS equal to 0. But now VGS equal to -1. So what will happen? The p-type semiconductor substrate, which is gate, is connected to negative of battery. So what is happening at the channel? What is happening? This negative voltage is going to reverse bias this channel. Here what is happening now? This VDS is going to reverse bias this channel. At the same time, this input voltage is also reverse biasing this channel. Means both the voltage sources VGS and VDS both are reverse biasing this channel here. So what will happen? Reverse bias increases much more than previous, VGS equal to 0. So what will happen? Reverse bias is increasing much more if I give negative voltage here. So what will happen? Pinch off condition will occur early. Pinch off condition will occur early. Okay, that's why when VGS equal to -1 volt, pinch off occurs much more earlier than previous condition, VGS equal to 0. So what will happen if pinch off occurs? If pinch off occurs, the channel width will become very, very narrow at drain terminal, and only a small gap, very, very small gap, literally very small gap exists in the channel at drain. So all the electrons will accumulate here. In the channel, and only constant number of electrons will move towards drain terminal. Why? Because pinch off is occurring earlier than previous condition. Okay, so what will happen? Current will become constant much more earlier than VGS equal to 0 condition. So when VGS equal to some negative voltage, you apply between gate and source terminal here as shown in the figure on the screen you are seeing now, right? This helps to reach saturation level of drain current at lower level of VDS. Previously, when VGS equal to 0, I am getting saturation condition here at 5 volts, right? When VGS equal to, means VP equal 5 volts there, right? Yes. When VS equal to -1 volt, what is happening? I am getting saturation current here itself. Let us suppose it is 4 volts. If I go on increase this negative voltage VGS at the input of gate, so what will happen? when VGS equal to 2 volts, when VGS equal to 2 volts, so this is the saturation level. So if I increase VGS much more, then what will happen? Saturation condition will occur at low voltage level of VDS itself. So that the graph shifts towards downside, and you can see here the parabolic change here. Okay, if you increase VGS, for example, if I increase VGS to plus 1 volt, here I am giving a minus 1 volt since negative terminal is given to gate. If I apply positive voltage here, what will happen? This is going to get, okay, this is VGS equal to 1 volt plus 1 volt, VGS equal to plus 1 volt, okay. And if I increase VGS to plus 2 volt, what will happen? This will happen, VGS equal to plus 2 volt. Graph shifts towards upside, means saturation level will get for larger voltages of VDS. Why? Because if I apply positive voltage here at gate, what will happen? Here the p-type semiconductor substrate is given to positive terminal of battery. So only VDS is now going to reverse bias this channel at drain, and VGS is now forward biasing it. So both will compensate. If I increase VDS much more, then only I will get pinch off condition. So graph shifts towards upside. Okay. So this is about drain characteristics of JFET. So what about transfer characteristics? of JFET? Transfer characteristics of JFET can be drawn by drain characteristics, with the help of drain characteristics. Okay, so these are drain characteristics as we have seen now, and this is transfer characteristics, right? So drain characteristics are drawn between drain voltage and drain current at input voltage constant at different levels. Okay. Likewise in BJT, input characteristics are drawn between input voltage versus input current at different values of output voltage, and output characteristics are drawn between output voltage versus output current by making input current constant at different current levels. Okay. Likewise, the drain characteristics are drawn between drain voltage versus drain current, for different values of input voltage VGS. Drain characteristics are drawn between drain voltage versus drain current for different values of input voltage. Okay. Likewise, transfer characteristics are drawn between input voltage versus output current. Okay, input voltage versus output current for input voltage VGS versus output current ID. Okay, for different values of VDS. Right? VGS versus ID for different values of for different values of VGS. Okay, so let us draw drain characteristics. Transfer characteristics. Let us draw transfer characteristics from drain characteristics by using the formula ID equal to IDSS into 1 minus VGS by VP whole square. Okay, so The transfer characteristics are obtained by this Shockley equation. Okay. This equation is called Shockley equation. ID equal to IDSS into 1 minus VGS by VP whole square. Okay, this is called Shockley equation, right? So by this equation, I'm going to draw this transfer characteristics. Okay, so what is IDSS? What is IDSS here? IDSS means maximum drain to source current. Okay, saturation drain to source current. Saturation means maximum. Okay, so IDSS means what? Saturation source to drain current. When VGS is equal to 0 volts, it is the maximum current that flow in the FET when VGS is equal to 0. When VGS is equal to 0, it is called IDSS, right? When VGS is equal to 0, this is the maximum current. So this is the 8 milliamps is the IDSS value here in this example. Okay, so when VGS is equal to 0, the maximum current that flow in the transistor is called IDSS, right? So it is a constant for a given FET, right? So what is VP then? It is the voltage of VDS. At which current becomes constant. Okay, this is called VP, pinch off voltage. It is also a constant for a given FET, right? So ID is constant and VP is constant, and VGS is the input voltage. So if I give input voltage 0, when VGS is equal to 0, what will happen? The term VGS by VP will become 0. So 1 minus 0 becomes 1. 1 whole square means 1. 1 into IDSS. Therefore ID equal to IDSS, right? ID equal to IDSS. When VGS equal to 0 here, so what will happen? ID becomes IDSS. So when VGS equal to 0, drain current becomes IDSS, right? When VGS equal to VP, for here VGS equal to VP equal to minus 4 volts. Okay, this is the value here. This is the value here, right? When VGS equal to VP means minus 4 volts. When VGS equal to VP, what will happen? VP by VP, 1 minus 1, 0 square, 0 to IDSS, 0, ID equal to then 0. This is the point which we got. Right? If VGS equal to minus 1 volt, VP equal to minus 4 volts, what will happen? 1 by 4, 0.5, 1 minus 0.5, 0.75 whole square, some value will get, into IDSS, some value will get, and this is the point here. VGS equal to minus 1 volt. Likewise, VGS equal to minus 2 volts is the point here, and VGS equal to minus 3 is the voltage level here, current level here. So we can easily draw this by this drain characteristics. Okay, take one horizontal line here and vertical line here. These two are intersecting here, so that is the point. When VGS is equal to minus 1 volt, draw a straight line here. When VGS is equal to minus 1 volt, draw a straight line towards upside. So the intersecting point you have to take. When VGS is equal to minus 2 volts, draw horizontal line. When VGS is equal to minus 2 volt, draw vertical line here. this is the point which we're going to draw the graph, and v is equal to -3. Draw a straight horizontal line here, vertical line here. So link all these points. So this is the graph. Okay. So this is all about n-channel JFET, right? So see you in next class.